he slimed me.
That's great! Actual physical contact!
Welcome back to my channel, collectors. My name is Jon Deak. My channel is called Jon Deak Toy Reviews and More. And today I have something awesome I want to share with you guys. It is the Blitzway Ghostbusters figures, the special pack that came with all the accessories and the 4 figures. It is here. It just released by Blitzway, and I have it in front of me to show all the awesome collectors around the world, all the awesome Ghostbusters fans around the world, what these figures look like. Before I do that, I did want to mention to you, if you haven't yet, please take a moment, go to Facebook, join 1/6 Society. It's an awesome toy group, 8,000 members. I'm confident you'll have a great time in there. Also, 1/6 Society is giving away a brand new factory sealed Hot Toys Suicide Squad Batman figure. I will put the link in the description box below where you guys can go and enter for a chance to win. Let's go ahead, check out the brown shipper the figures come in. Right off the bat, you're going to notice it says Blitzway presents Ultimate Masterpiece Series. Not just Masterpiece Series, but Ultimate. I think I think we know what that word ultimate means there. I think they're kind of taking a little jab at you guys know, you know who. It says Ghostbusters Special Pack, Blitzway, Columbia Pictures. Then as we rotate the box to the side, it's going to say quantity 1 piece, weight 6.5 kilograms. Here is the measurements of the box, the product number, barcode, and then you're going to notice that it also has Blitzway tape. As for the top, there's nothing on the top. The other side is identical. Both other sides are identical. Let's get the other boxes out of the brown shipper and see what they look like. When you take out the main box, it's a really big box. It's just, you guys can't see how big it is because I'm using an ultra wide lens for this review. But this is a massive box, and it's going to contain all of the figures, all of the accessories, and right in your face, right, big letters, who you gonna call. And you guys know what that means. It's the Ghostbusters. Over here, you're gonna have some type of serial number maybe, or product number. It'll say Special Pack. And let's go ahead and flip it around so I can show you guys here. Over down here, you're gonna have the Ghostbusters logo, Blitzway Ghostbusters 1/6 collectible figure, limited edition. That could very well be the serial number of the limited edition. It's also gonna have Blitzway's website, up top here, Blitzway. This side, nothing. That side over here is going to have, again, limited edition, special pack, Blitzway presents Ultimate Masterpiece Series Ghostbusters. Also listed is the artists that made these figures possible. The producer's Juan Cho. He's actually the founder of Blitzway. I got a chance to meet and talk with him for about a half hour at Comic-Con this year. Awesome guy. Can't say enough good things about him. Then you have the director, marketing, same thing, Juan. And over here, head sculpt and painting done by the legendary K.A. Kim. If you guys don't know her, Google her. She's one of the best artist figures probably in the world. And then so forth, accessories, painting, package design, photography, photographer, editor of photography, and the Blitzway design and development team, and so forth. Let's go ahead and get the smaller boxes out of this box now. I got the individual boxes out of the secondary box, and you're going to receive a total of 5 boxes in that big box. The 4 figures and the 1 large accessory box. So this is essentially everything you're going to receive right here. So I'll actually take a moment and go over each box for you individually, just so you guys can see what everyone looks like and get an idea in case you're thinking about purchasing this, because, you know, it's a lot of money for these figures, guys, and, you know, I want to show you everything I can possibly show you to help you make that decision in case you want to buy them. Or if you're waiting for them, this could be something exciting for you to kind of take a look at before you unbox yours. So let's go over each individual box right now. The first box I want to show everyone is the accessories box. So essentially you're going to have a matte finish for the box. It's going to have the Ghostbusters logo. It's a big white box. And on the side, it's just going to say Ghostbusters. On the back of the on the other side of the box, it's going to say Blitzway, Columbia Pictures. Same thing over here, just Ghostbusters, and on the back it's completely white. On to the individual figure boxes, you're going to see that each box says Blitzway on it, Columbia Pictures, Blitzway 1/6 scale collectible figure, limited edition, Peter Venkman, and at the bottom it'll say Ghostbusters. And then you're gonna have a backdrop of New York City, and also, you know, some smoke over here, or, you know, some spooky smoke. The box itself has a matte finish, but what's really awesome is that this part right here is fabric. It's a patch. It's a sewn patch. I don't know if that's picking up on camera or not, but yeah, that is a fabric piece that has each of their names put right on the front of the box, which is awesome. Moving on to the side of the box, you're just going to have some more of that smoke, cloudy look to it. And then on the back of the box, you're going to see that it says, again, Blitzway limited edition. It has that serial number on there again, Peter Venkman. And then on the back, as you can see, it's going to say Ghostbusters and have all the production staff, Wan Cho, K.A. Kim, and Columbia Pictures, and then it has a serial number there. And again, the side is just going to have the Ghostbusters logo, some more cloudy, smoky looking, okay, and then also the top is going to say Ghostbusters, and let's check out the bottom. Bottom's going to say Ghostbusters. And then when you're finally ready to open him up, it's gonna, whoa, okay. Did not know that the figure was visible there. I tell you guys, when I do these reviews, I want to see them with you guys in person. So I actually haven't even seen them. So sorry about that. Let's move on to the next one. So again, I'm just going to do these really quickly because they're all identical. You're going to have the Raymond Stantz box, same thing, changes, different change in the name. And then the back is going to have an image of him, production staff. Then we're moving over to Winston Zeddemore, same thing, picture of him on the back. Egon Spengler, who is probably my favorite, same thing, and a picture of him on the back. The accessories box is the first thing I'm going to open, and I'm going to go over all of the accessories that came with the special 4-pack. Now, these are just going to be accessories that came with the special pack. They're not the accessories that come with the individual figures like the Proton Packs and all the other little components. These are just going to be the special accessories, which I'm going to lay out now and show you. Just for the sake of it, so you can see when you do slide the special accessories out of the box, it's going to come in this nice, secure plastic vacuum plastic wrap thing, and nothing is going to fall out. I got the special accessories out of the box, and I gotta tell you guys, doing this review, the hardest thing that I'm dealing with right now is humming the theme song to the Ghostbusters in my head. I'm going crazy here. I can't get it out of my head, but regardless, these are going to be the special accessories that you receive with the 4-pack, the special pack, whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and look at each individual one so you guys can see them up close. So you're gonna get Slimer. He is probably next to the actual Ghostbusters themselves, he's probably the most iconic creature from a film from the 80s ever. he's just, you know, he's Slimer. And what you're going to receive is he's going to be broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 separate pieces. The arms are going to come separately. The post for the stand is going to be separate, and also the base is going to be separate. What you're going to want to do is just simply pop in his arms. They're super easy. Put the post up into the bottom section of him, and then put the post into the bottom of the base, and you're good to go. You have Slimer on display. Now, you do want to be a little bit careful because he is a very heavy, I'm not sure what they use, to be honest, but he's very heavy. He's got to weigh probably a good solid 2 pounds. So he's very top heavy. So if you're not careful, you could very easily knock this over and it could potentially fall. So what I want to do now is I want to give you guys a nice up close shot of Slimer so you can see kind of what he looks like, and you're just going to notice that he's got this like translucent, glossy, you know, gooey type finish to him. He's got the big teeth, he's got his big tongue, and it's so cool how he's sitting on this base because it looks like he's just kind of hovering and ready to do damage to the Ghostbusters. So let's go ahead and just give it a little rotate here so you can see all different angles of Slimer. Nice and slow. You guys will see that it's just such an odd, I couldn't tell you guys what kind of stuff they use to make Slimer because he's almost see-through in certain sections. But the paint job is really, really cool. I mean, if you guys are gonna get this, you're gonna be just totally blown away with how cool the little details are on his face, his teeth, the tongue, the tip of the tongue, his gums, just everything is painted separately. Now, the other cool thing about Slimer is his arms are posable, so you can move them up. You can do a full 360-degree rotation. It might pop out, but don't worry, just pop it back in. Same with this arm, full 360-degree rotation, and you're able to, you know, move it up, move it down. See, sometimes it's easy to pop out, so if it just falls out, just pop it back in, no big deal. But that is what Slimer looks like up close. And like I mentioned to you, you're just going to take this post, slide it up into the bottom of Slimer, and that's really going to be it. And then you're going to take the bottom base, pop it in there. And the bottom base is really nice. It's just a see-through Ghostbusters logo, as you guys can see right here. It's got the logo, and that makes up the stand. And then, of course, the bottom of the stand there's really nothing there. Moving on to this little weird Ghostbusters contraption that Blitzway gave us. I am not entirely sure what this is or what it's meant to be, but it has a chain so you can hang it if you want to, and it actually has a light built into it. You're gonna need 3 AAA batteries. You're gonna put 2 on the positive side here, 1 on the negative side there, close it up, and then when you turn it on, right, it lights up. Now, I just turned it on and it's lit up. So, I don't know what to tell you guys, but it is the most faint light I've ever seen. And these are brand spanking new Duracell batteries. So let me turn off my production lights here and show you what it looks like in, hopefully it'll show even in pitch dark. 1 second. I got the lights completely, it is pitch black here, and this is what it looks like in complete darkness. So that's actually, I take it back, that's kind of cool. I just couldn't see it with my big lights on. But yeah, so it's some sort of maybe night light or something, whatever. It's, you know, it's cool because it's got the Ghostbusters logo in my book, but that's the one side. And then the other side over here is kind of like cut off, I guess, or I think the light is being blocked by the batteries inside. So I'm guessing if you're going to want to ever keep these, you know, on, or keep this on, you're probably going to display it with, you know, this side. But yeah, that's what it looks like in the dark. One other quick note I want to say about this nightlight is take out your batteries if you're not going to use them, because it'll be easy for you to forget them in here. And you know, batteries cause corrosion to electronics, and it could potentially damage this. So if you do want to preserve this, which I would imagine you do, just take out the batteries. Only takes a second. If you ordered the special pack, or if you plan on ordering the special pack, you're going to receive a 1/6 scale police barrier. Now, usually you see these, you know, during construction, or you might see them during accidents, or sometimes you might even see them, as crazy as it sounds, maybe in like, you know, mass shooting situations or hostage situations. You might see the police break these out to block off pedestrians, or you might just see them at you know, festivals or any street closings. But this is a 1/6 scale version of that, and it is huge. I mean, it's a big accessory. And the way this is going to work, and I'm going to just quickly show you guys so you know how to do it at home. It's a plastic. It's made of 4 different pieces, and you're going to notice right here that little tiny break. All you're gonna do is just snap it together like this. And that's really it. And it goes together, and just slide this one section in, slide the other section in, and that is your police barrier. And it's a really nice sky blue color. It says police line, police underneath of it, do not cross. And then you're also going to have the same thing on the other side. And I believe in the film, you know, they put these up when Marshmallow Man was, you know, causing a lot of problems for the city. Moving on to the figures themselves, I just wanted to show you what the windows of the figures look like, so you guys can get an idea. Each figure has a see-through window once you take the outside of the box and slide it off. You're not going to get a really good view of the figures in this shot because my production lights are hitting the plastic and reflecting off, but at least you know that this is what it's going to look like when you receive them. Before I take each individual figure out, just a quick up-close look at the inside of the boxes. They are all identical. They do not have the names of the characters on them, but it's going to say Ghostbusters over here. On the side, you're going to have the Ghostbusters logo, and then you're going to have a warning. Be careful not to cut your hands when you open this package, which, okay, it's a warning. Just, you know, be careful opening it. And on the back, you're going to again have some of that cloudy smoke. 4 of the Ghostbusters here. I'm not sure if that's the figures or the you know, characters from the film. And of course, you're going to have your choking hazard, Ghostbusters logo, and then on the bottom, Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters. Needless to say, there is no shortage of using the Ghostbusters logo on these figures. I'm assuming they paid so much money for this license, they want to use it everywhere they possibly can. Let me get these figures out of the boxes, set up, so I can finally show them to you guys. I'm so excited. It's been about an hour and I've been going over just one figure. There's so much to these figures that I'm really taking my time before I put them on camera for you guys. And I really felt that I needed to throw this in right here, right now. This is called a multi-move stand. It's some sort of stand that I've never seen before. The Blitzway designed specifically for these Ghostbusters figures. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's going to come with 2 metal rods and some sort of bracket that it goes into and so forth. And I think that it's super important that I tell you guys and show you guys this, because you're gonna hurt yourselves really badly if you don't do this. Pretty much what happens here is, this is one of the metal rods. This is solid metal and it's thin, okay? And this is the part here that it's supposed to go into. It's like a little metal or a little plastic housing, and then it goes into the sides here, and it moves left and right, and I've yet to discover how this is all going to work, but this is super important that I need to put this in here for you, because these two holes right here are where these metal rods go. And if you sit there and try to put these in, they're very difficult to put in. And I'm telling you that if you slip with this rod, you're gonna poke a hole into your hand and hurt yourself pretty badly. So I highly recommend you put on some gloves. In my case, I'm using UV gloves because they were right in the kitchen. And you wanna get a firm grip. Make sure you put it in there, and you kinda gotta, and they move too. They slide up and down, which make it even more difficult to get it into the hole. And you wanna twist it carefully until you get it in there nice and snug. But I'm telling you, if you slip doing this and you're not wearing gloves, you're really gonna hurt yourself badly. So, all right, that's a public service announcement. It's been about 2 or 3 hours now that I have been just fiddling with this one single figure. This is Raymond Stantz that I decided to do first. And it's really, really important that either you guys watch everything I'm about to show you, or you really thoroughly read the instruction manual that comes with this figure, okay? That comes with all of these figures. This is quite possibly one of the most, other than Iron Man figures, probably even more than Iron Man figures, one of the most complex figures that I have ever, I mean, I know figures really well, and you know, most of the time I read the instructions, but it's the same stuff over and over. And this one, guys, this is some complex stuff here, so pay attention to what I'm about to show you, because it's super important. The first thing, normally I start off and show you guys all the accessories. We'll get into that, okay? But the first thing I want to go over is going to be how you're going to assemble this stand, because it's not your average stand. It's a stand that I've never seen before. As you guys know, a couple minutes ago I told you to wear gloves because you're going to hurt yourself. So I just want to take this figure off for the time being, and I'm going to move it aside over here so it doesn't fall, and I want to show you how you're going to assemble this stand. It's called the move stand, okay? Now, as you can see, I already have it fully assembled, but I'm actually going to quickly disassemble it so you guys can see how to do this. The first thing you're going to want to get is a set of tweezers, preferably some kind of soft tip ceramic tip tweezers that are not going to scratch or damage. And you can just pop it in here into the bottom, and you're going to want to push down gently on both sides until you get this base to open up like so. You're just gonna crack it open. It's meant to come off, so don't be afraid. It has little tiny posts that are meant to go, and you're gonna put this aside for the time being. I'm kind of disassembling it for you so you can see it, how I'm doing this. But the end of these rods, which if you forwarded to my video, rewind a few minutes, because you're going to want to know about these rods, because you can damage your hands pretty badly if you don't wear gloves doing this. The tips of these rods have these little sliding pieces of plastic. They actually pop off. So you want to take both of these off, put them aside for the time being, take the top of the stand off, put it to the side. Now, here is the two rods you're going to receive. The Blitzway logo, as you can see right here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the Blitzway logo goes towards the back of the stand. Okay, so then you want to take these rods very carefully and push them into each of these little holes for this stand bracket, okay? Again, I cannot tell you guys, wear gloves. Just wear gloves, because you're going to end up with a hole in your hand. You're going to have to go to a hospital. These things are super sharp, they're super powerful, and it is really difficult to get in here. And just doing this, can you imagine doing this and you just slip? Trust me, it's happened to me before. Wear gloves. Okay, so let's say you finally got these little posts, these metal rods into this thing here. What you want to do now is you want to take the bottom of the stand, which is right here, and just go ahead and make sure that the logo, Blitzway logo, is in the back. Slide it through just like that and let it fall down like this. Then you're going to take these little tiny plastic pins, just little plastic pieces, and just pop each one. These are really easy to put on. Pop each one into the metal rods just like this, and the other one. And I'm not sure if this is gonna show up on my camera or not, but you want each of the pins, the barrels that they look like, to be facing this way, like so. Once you have popped these little plastic pieces back onto the ends of the rods, you're just going to push them down, and you're gonna be able to tell if you put them on the right way or not, because they're either going to slide in, pop into this groove here, or they're not. As you can tell, I didn't put them in, so I just really need to rotate them correctly. I didn't put them in right. Just like that. Just a little bit more, like here. And they're gonna pop right into this groove like this. And let me get this one in. Like that. Okay. So they're both in these grooves. Now what you want to do is secure them by taking the bottom plate, and you're going to align these little tiny plastic posts with the holes here. So the first thing you're going to notice is there's 1, 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. So find a 2 at the top and align it properly like this. And let's just get it in here and give it a little push. You're not going to hear a click. It's just going to slide in. Now the stand's posts are secure, and this is what it's going to look like. You're also going to notice that you can slide these now left, right, whichever way you want to. This also moves up, down, sort of looks like a levee system. And now the stand's posts are secure. This has 2 different options that you can use for displaying the figure. The first option is going to be this waist grabber, which you're just going to simply slide in at the top, just like so, and you can put the figure's waist around the grabber, or you can use this underside hook grabber, which goes in on the bottom like this, and you just slide it up and adjust it to the figure's height. Now, this is called the move stand. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of this is. Maybe if you want to do different types of dynamic poses, you might be able to, rotate it this way or that way. I've yet to really get an understanding for it because it is something I've never used before, but for the most part, it looks cool, but it does kind of feel a little bit flimsy. I'm still not sure if I'm going to end up using this stand or not. Now that we got the stand out of the way, I got stands back over here on the stand, secure, and I want to move on to the Proton Pack. It's super important that you guys take your time with these figures, or you're going to break them, because there are super tiny little delicate parts everywhere, all over the place here. So I'm taking the time for you and learning how to do all this ahead of time so you guys don't break anything. Yes, it's beautiful, the detail is unbelievable, I will get into that, but for now I need to show you how you're going to operate this because it's a little bit complex and you don't want to break anything. The Proton Pack is made of two different main parts. It's going to be the front and the back. This back panel separates off of the front panel. Now, why does it separate off? Well, this is where you're going to access your battery compartment to be able to put in your batteries. So here's the funny thing. Every little part that you see here, every little tiny wire, component, reactor, whatever you want to say, call the parts, they're very delicate. And at any given time, if you push here too hard, you're going to break it. If you push here too hard, anywhere you push, you're going to break this thing and it's going to probably upset you. So in order to separate the back panel from the front panel, you want to find two spots that you can grab, which I would say right here and right here, that are secure or plastic. You want to kind of get your fingers into here like so and slowly, gently take these off. Just kind of wiggle it if you have to and just give it one final little push and it'll separate just like that. So you're going to have the two separate different components. This is the back part and then this is the front part. So put the back part aside for now because you're not going to need it for a minute. And you want to go out and get yourself a precision screwdriver set. This screw, I don't know if you can tell or not, it's super tiny and it's easy to lose and it's probably even easier to strip this out. So you want to make sure you're using the micro precision Phillips head to get this out, and you just want to unscrew it nice and slow. Make sure that you don't strip it. Take your time, don't force it too hard, and just get the screw out. Put the screw aside for 1 second, and then the battery compartment will just come right out. You can just use your fingers or push it down like this and it'll come right out. Now, here's the thing, okay? If you've gotten this far, you're saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna put the batteries in and light up my Proton Pack and it's gonna be awesome. No, you're not. Not unless you happen to have these CR2032 batteries, because as the saying goes, batteries not included. Yep, Blitzway definitely did not give us batteries for the Proton Packs. First fail right there. I mean, I gotta say it. They should have thrown in batteries. They're in China, it's the battery central of the world. It would have been super easy for them. So these are not exactly the easiest batteries to come by. You will have to go to like your local CVS or Rite Aid possibly, or you might have to order them on eBay. Each Proton Pack is going to require 2 of these CR2032 batteries. Here is what they look like. They're pretty big batteries. They're probably the size of dimes, and you're going to put 2 in. So let's just go ahead and continue. Just know you will have to buy batteries. You want to pop 1 in, pop 2 in, and you want to go ahead and again make sure you're not pushing on any of the parts that are going to break or damage the Proton Pack, and just push it down nice and gently. Find a secure spot with your fingers, and you're going to want to push down and apply a little pressure because it is spring loaded. Then you want to try to get your little tiny screw inside there and just align the screwdriver nicely and make sure that you don't over tighten this. Just go gently, slowly, until you basically cannot feel it go anymore. Don't force it. You will strip this and you're not going to get your Proton Pack to work because the connectors are not going to connect because it's going to be too loose. Got my fingers crossed that this is going to work. The on and off switch is right here at the very top. It's just a push button switch. So let's go ahead, give it a try and hope for the best. All right, and there we go. We have activated the Proton Pack. Now, if you're going to leave the batteries in, just know that all you need to do with the back part is, again, gently line it up, push it in to the one hole. Make sure you're not pushing on anything that's going to damage anything. Just like so. Top, line the bottom one up like that. And just make sure you get it into the right position, and voila. And it's together. And turn it on, test it again. Whew, and it works. Damn, that is stressful. You pay all this money just to be stressed out so you don't break shit. Let's move on to the accessories you're going to receive specifically with Stantz. Now, I'm not entirely sure if these are the same accessories you're going to get with all the different guys, but who knows? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. I didn't open the other ones up yet. But for now, let's go over and see what you're going to receive with him. So the first thing you're going to get are some newspaper articles. And this one is Globe Magazine. Princess Di Expecting Again, Ghostbusters Super Diet. And it has some of the images of the actors, Dan Aykroyd and so forth, Bill Murray. That's one little newspaper clipping, and it's just a regular piece of paper, nothing crazy, it's not laminated. And over here you're going to have the New York Post clipping, extra ghost cops bust Chinatown spook. And again, you're going to have images and different things from the movie. And over here is going to be USA Today, Ghost Fever Grips in New York. And if you guys recognize these are from the film that when the Ghostbusters started to gain some recognition among the people of New York City, and the newspapers started publishing about them. Now, they also included a really cool little black Ghostbusters sticker you could put somewhere if you wanted to. You also are going to receive some magazine covers. Now, this is more of a sturdier piece of cardboard stock. This is the Ghostbusters on the cover of Time magazine, Supernatural Success Story. This is the Ghostbusters on the cover of The Atlantic, The Politics of the Next Dimension. Do ghosts have civil rights? Oh, very interesting. And over here is the Proton Pack on the cover of Omni magazine, which you're also going to get with the figure. You're also going to receive the Ecto Goggles. And this is them right here. And let me go ahead and give you guys a nice close-up look at these goggles, because they're really, really awesome looking. They look just like the goggles that they used in the film. And they have some elastic straps so you can attach them to their heads, which is pretty cool. But the color is green. It is made of like a plastic with different colors, the black, green, silver. But yeah, that looks awesome. So cool. So happy so far. Very, very happy. All right, moving forward. Man, this is so much stuff. Goodness gracious. All right, moving forward, you're going to receive one single set of bare hands. You're going to get a pointing hand, and you're going to get a regular relaxed hand. You're also going to get two cigarettes. One cigarette that is looks like this, a 1/6 scale cigarette that's not lit, and you're going to receive another one that has a ash tip on the end and kind of looks like it's lit up, which some people are going to probably want to display this with him. Sorry if it's blurry, it's hard to pick these little tiny things up, but most people are probably going to want to display Stantz with the cigarette, you know, sticking out of his mouth. You are also going to get this nifty Ghostbusters sticker. Yep, it's just a sticker. And you're going to get a total of 6 gloves with each of the figures. Let's go over and show you. Each of the gloves are just plastic molded, and they just slide right on This one is sort of like he's holding, you know, maybe the ghost trap. Over here, he's got more of a relaxed hand. And the details on the gloves, they're pretty cool. You know, they're just plain old black gloves. They're not weathered or anything. And finally, you're gonna have some more fist hands, another holding hand, and also another fist hand. Last but not least is going to be the ghost trap. And here it is, right in front of us, a 1/6 scale ghost trap, and it looks awesome. Not only does it look awesome, but it actually functions. And the way the ghost trap works is this little handle here, you can actually push it down and it pops open just like that. And if you want to close it, just nice and gently together, give it a little push and like that, and it will lock in to place. But to get it to open, you push it down, and that's how you do it. Now, the ghost trap is actually made of multiple parts, okay? Because what happens when they catch a ghost, they need to take the container out and put it into that ghost container that they have at the firehouse basement. So the way this works is you want to kind of lift this, let me get this side over here. You want to lift this little lip up here just to about right there. Just so it angles up a little bit. And then you want to just pull it forward like so, and then it actually comes out and separates from this part. Now, you want to be careful putting this back in, because if you put it in the wrong way, you're most likely gonna not have a working handle, and you could also damage the little intricate springs that are built into this. So the way you want to put it in is you want to do it sort of like on an angle like this, slide it in so you're kind of lifted up towards the front a little bit, and then push it down back into place, and then theoretically it should work again. So that's how that works. Let's get some nice close-up details of the ghost trap, which is really awesome. The one thing I noticed on the Proton Pack and all the accessories, all these little stickers, the danger stickers and caution, they're actually painted on. They're not little decals, which is really, really awesome. More details. And then you got the little wheels, because you remember they throw it and it rolls forward. Again, you have the little danger logo on it. And then you have a metal wire. These are all metal, okay? They're not plastic. That goes to the foot pedal. And the pedal doesn't actually move up and down, although it looks like it would because it has the rubber hydraulic looking bumper, but it doesn't move up and down. But the detail is just, you guys are gonna love displaying this. I mean, if you buy this set of figures or this figure, you're not gonna keep this in the box, put it that way. You're most definitely going to have this on display. There is definitely no lack of accessories with this figure. I mean, it just doesn't end. I just keep going and going and going. So before I go over the articulation and all the details and everything, let's go ahead and just pan in a little bit to his utility belt so you guys can see the accessories that come on his belt. Here it's just going to have some sort of gadget that has a little microchip that hooks onto his belt, which I'll show you how to do later. You have some little keychain hooks here that have leather straps that go around his belt. Here is the holster for his radio to communicate with the other Ghostbusters. And the radio actually just slides out very carefully. So don't drop it. And then it slides out and you're able to see the radio up close, or you're able to pose him with the radio. And it's just, it's a cool little accessory. It's got a little bit of detail here and there, the button, the openings for the sound of the speakers, the dials, and of course the antenna to gain signal. So essentially you're able to just put it right back into his holster. I got all the accessories put away and I just have the figure here in front of me. I'm only going to do the articulation demo and actually most of all of this with just this one figure, and the rest of the figures I'm just going to go over and show you the details. But for the most part, he is our main guy, showing us exactly what these figures are capable of doing. Now the articulation demo I'm going to show you here could very well be a little bit different when you have the Proton Pack on and various other accessories. So just be cautious and mindful of how you pose this figure and what limits you take the articulation to when you have the different accessories attached to him. We'll begin the articulation demo with the head sculpt. So the head is able to move down to about right there. Let me show you a side profile view. You're actually able to move it on an angle to the right, to the left, and back to about right there. Show you another side profile view of the head moving up, and you're able to move it a full 360 degrees. Moving on to the arms, you're going to be able to get the arms to go up to roughly about right there without the suit getting in the way, and it might even be less with the Proton Pack on. You're able to move the arms forward to about right there. Show you a side view of that. And let's go ahead and do the other arm. Move it to about right there. Again, another side profile view for you guys. And you're able to move it down and back to about right there. You're going to get a elbow bend that is double jointed, which is pretty nice. That goes up pretty darn high to about right there. Same with the other arm, double joint bend to about right there. Moving the arms back down, you're not going to get a elbow swivel. There is no swivel left or right at the elbows, so keep that in mind so you don't break it. But you can move the glove 360 degrees, same with this one, and you're able to move it down and up and left and right. For the ab crunch, you're gonna go pretty decent amount to right about there. Let me show you a side view. And if you want to go a little bit back, you can go to about right there, and that is the side view. For the hips, you can go out to, I would say, about right there. That's a safe area to stop at. You're also able to swivel the hips left and right. The legs will go up to about roughly right there and before the suit starts to stop it. Same goes for this leg to about right there. You could probably go higher if you untuck his suit, but you know the suit belongs in the boot, so you might not want to do that. And as far as the leg going back, you can go to about right there. And the knee, it's going to be a double jointed knee on both legs, so you can do that with the knees. And finally, you're going to get a full rotation at the boots and slight up, slight down, a little bit of left, a little bit of right, but not too much. Before I do the close-up shots and show you guys all of the awesome details of these figures, there is a couple tips I would like to give to you, okay, that I think is really important. The number one tip that is extremely important, for example, right now it's been 2 days that I have been filming this review. It might just seem like it's been a couple seconds to you guys, but I've actually been at it for about 2 days now. These are fairly complex figures and they're very delicate, and you know, something could fall off and it could break. So the first tip is take your time. Take your time to set these up. If not, you could potentially damage something and you'll, regret it. The second tip that I have for you is the stands that come with it, toss them. Put them away in the closet. Don't ever use them. I can barely, I'm even scared having this figure on this stand right now. They are absolutely junk. They're the worst poorly designed stands I've ever seen in the 6 scale hobby in my entire life. Get rid of them and get yourselves some custom stands or get some cheap eBay stands for 10 bucks. The third tip is you're going to want to find yourself a poker because some of the gloves they didn't completely finish boring out the wrist peg holes. So the only way you're going to get some of the wrist pegs in is if you heat up the gloves, the rubber gloves, with some warm water. Make sure you don't burn yourself, and you kind of either puncture a wrist peg hole yourself or you widen out whatever is there, because you're going to have some difficulty with the gloves. The fourth tip that I have for you is that there are little tiny parts all over the place. If something falls off or breaks off, don't panic. It's most likely already held on with glue, and you just need to take a little tiny bit of this gel control. I'm talking like smaller than a drop. And get yourself some soft tip applicators and just put it back on. Don't freak out because it'll be fine. The final tip that I recommend for you is get yourselves a pair of ceramic tweezers or soft tip tweezers. This is going to help you adjust all of the straps, all the little things like the hoses and the belt so much easier than using your big stubby fingers. It's just going to get in the way, and these tweezers will go a long way, guys, I'm telling you. So pick yourselves up a set, and it's only about 10 bucks on eBay. On to the details of the figure, and I'm going to show you guys all the figures. I have them set up ready for you. So essentially there's a couple things. The first thing is I have his Proton Pack put on, the Ecto Goggles are put on him, and also he's got his blaster in his hand and various other little gadgets all over the place. This part right here basically is just showing the blast, and right over at the very top there is a little tiny indentation. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there, and essentially that goes towards the top of the blaster. So for this particular one, we would just push it in. There's a little metal pin that lines up, and you push it in and hook it on. Make sure this is stable, and that's what you're gonna look like when you have it set up, which is pretty awesome. So again, you're just gonna pop it in, make sure the metal pin is in, and then once you have it set up and you turn on the Proton Pack, you're gonna get a little bit of light out of it. I went ahead and dimmed the lights so you guys can get an idea of how bright this is. And it kind of just goes up towards the beginning of this blaster looking thing. And that's pretty much it. The most of the brightness is going to be in his blaster that's in his hand, not in this like plasma cloud. I'm going to go ahead and remove this now, and I'd like to flip him over and show you probably the most awesome part about this whole entire set is the Proton Pack. The way the Proton Pack goes on, it's just 2 straps. Move the arms back like you would like you're putting a coat on any of your figures, and it's super easy. Just put it in place and then adjust the straps, and you'll be able to nicely get it secure on his back. So this is the Proton Pack lit up with the 2 batteries that are inside of it. And I gotta tell you guys, they spared nothing when it comes to detail, because I mean, they just totally nailed this Proton Pack. It's one of the, it's the most accurate 1/6 scale Proton Pack probably in the entire world, unless there are some custom ones out there that I'm not aware of. But yeah, so you guys can see all of the fine details, the lighting, all different wires. It looks really, really awesome. And the other cool thing is that these hoses on the Proton Pack are actually metal. This is metal. It's not like a plastic hose. So if, you know, you don't have to really worry about it too much, like breaking off or anything, but it wraps all around to the front of the gun. Let me go ahead and show you some close-ups of the gun itself so you guys can get an idea of what that looks like. And again, just tons of detail. Everything is there. It looks really, really, really awesome. I think that if you're a Ghostbusters fan, you're really gonna love these figures. One quick thing that I did want to mention is that the 2 figures come with cigarettes, 1/6 scale cigarettes. Stantz comes with it, and Venkman comes with it. Okay, Winston and Egon do not come with cigarettes. Now, I know in some promotional photos, you guys saw the cigarettes dangling out of their mouth. For me, it felt a bit forced, like I had to force it in his lips to get it to stay there, and it almost felt like I was going to maybe damage the paint application. So if you do want to use the little cigarettes, you might want to think of an alternative way to get them to stay there, or you can just put them there and you know, hope for the best. But for me personally, I won't be using them, but I did want to let you guys know that. I got all 4 of the Ghostbusters in front of us finally, all set up, ready to show you all of the details for each of the figures. There is just one quick thing that I did want to mention to you, is that Egon ends up coming with 2 different accessories, actually 3. His glasses and 2 of these ghost gadgets right here. So the other guys don't come with this, but for the most part, they all have the same accessories, with the exception of the cigarettes and the Ecto Goggles. But yeah, and also, if you'll notice on the belt of Venkman and Winston, they have like folded gloves on the belt of the figure. Let's go ahead and first do the head sculpts, so you guys can get an idea on what these sculpts look like on camera. And there is Egon, there's Venkman, and over here is Winston, and finally you're going to have Stantz over here. And as you guys can see, they're pretty much all the same Proton Packs. They're all identical. All of the radios are identical. And also the suits are pretty much all identical. And the gloves too. So that's the head sculpts there. I got them on the side now. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. We will start over here so you guys can just get a glimpse of each figure with a side profile view. And as you can tell, I have his backpack lights on still. He's the only one I had enough batteries for. But yeah, that is the side view of the figures. Let's flip them over and check out the back. I got the back set up so you can see all of the Proton Packs for each of the figures. And as you're going to be able to tell, they are all identical. Every single one is exactly the same, which is how it was in the movie. So it's it's pretty film accurate. And yeah, so that's the Proton Packs and the back view of the figures. Looks pretty cool. Final thoughts. What do I think of the Blitzway Ghostbusters 6-scale figures? I'm going to start off with the things that I don't like. Number one, I don't like the stands. They're absolutely junk, and I use that word junk because that's really what they are. They're not worth it. Don't use them. The figures are going to fall off of them. The gloves, they have issues. Some of them are not, the holes are not there for the wrist pegs. You're going to have to add them yourself. You're going to, run into problems with that. The paint application. The paint application for Winston is really not that great. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm probably going to send it out and have it repainted. Overall, the head sculpts, in my opinion, are not completely as great as they looked in the promotional photographs. And I know I say that because I don't want to piss a lot of people off here, but you guys see the figures in front of me, and I got to tell you the truth, and I don't think that the head sculpts are that spot on as they were with the prototypes. The likeness is there, but it's not 100% there the way I saw it, a while back. Unfortunately, there is some overspray on the forehead of some of the figures. They could have done a little bit better with that. What do I like about the figures? Well, first of all, they're probably the most awesome accessory-packed Ghostbusters figures in the world. The Proton Packs are out of this world cool. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Proton Packs. They're so cool. They light up. They have the ghost traps. The ghost traps actually work. How cool is that? I love it. The costumes look great. The suits and the logos are all spot on. And you get a ton of accessories. I mean, just accessories galore. Especially if you ordered the special pack. Would I purchase these figures again if I were not reviewing them? Well, I'm not exactly sure if I would, to be honest with you. I know I love that Ecto 1 cruiser coming out. For that, I might, need these figures to be next to it. But it's kind of hard for me to say if I would buy them again. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. Regardless, they're awesome if you're a Ghostbusters fan. They're probably the best looking Ghostbusters action figures ever created. I think you're going to love them if you're a big fan. If you're not really into Ghostbusters and it's not your thing, then I don't think that these figures are going to be for you. Guys, don't forget, please take a moment, join 1/6 Society. Awesome figure group. I think you'll love it. Don't forget to enter the Hot Toys Batman Suicide Squad Batman giveaway. The description box below will have all of the details. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. And that's it. I will catch you guys at the next video.